Hey everyone, I hope you are having a fabulous day. A lot of times I talk about business because I am very focused on growing my business and helping others to grow their businesses. But I also want to touch on being in corporate America and working for a company and growing inside that company. Years ago, I started at an insurance company when I was 19, and I started in the mailroom. I had no insurance background. I just knew I wanted to be at a company that I could grow and learn from. And then my biggest dream was, maybe becoming a manager. That was kind of my hope at some point. And my dreams, of course, evolved and my goals evolved from there. But the key, I believe, in being successful in corporate America starts from listening. And really, this applies to all areas, relationships, and absolutely everything. Most of us want to be heard, and so we focus on communicating what we want, what we think, and expect others to listen. And we don't really take the time to listen to others, whether that's our coworkers or our managers or whatever the case may be. And I believe that is a huge part of why I became successful in the company, is because I was humble enough to open my ears and listen in meetings, not have to be the best in the room, not have to be argumentative. Now, I did bring lots of ideas forwards and things that were implemented, and I also wasn't afraid to speak up if I thought that there was a process improvement. I think that's important. You have to. But there is a balance. And when you come to a person, if you're dealing with another manager or an employee, a coworker, and you come from a place of confrontation versus love and appreciation for who they are and what they're bringing to the table, it's a game changer. And people are so much more receptive when you are actually bringing ideas to the table, when you are open to hearing ideas and giving input and encouragement to other people. So, I just wanted to make sure I was recording, which I am. So when you are dealing with a difficult situation, you have a lot of different personalities. When I was there, we would have meetings and there were so many different personalities. And then when you're talking about management and upper level management, you're talking about even more personalities to have to work with and intertwine with. And so you really kind of have to be a master at how to adapt in all sorts of situations. What are you doing to grow and learn in that area? Are you listening and learning from others? Or do you always think that you have the best idea? Do you try to collaborate with people or try to dominate people? I feel there are people who do grow in companies by dominating and stepping all over and all of those different things. I know that happens. There are also people who are wildly successful who actually care about other people's success, maybe even more than theirs. When I was a manager, when I did finally achieve that goal, I truly cared about my team's success. Not my success, not my individual success, but about everybody being successful and growing and trying to figure out where their strengths were, where the weaknesses were, who could do this and who, really hated it, and trying to leverage that because we all have unique skills. And when you're an employee, you're just working, you're trying to perform, you're doing your job, and you're trying to do the best that you can do, hopefully, because that is one key thing in being successful in corporate America is doing your best in everything that you do. But when you want to become a manager, you have to care less about what you individually do and more about what your team does. And that can be a really challenging thing for a lot of people, because if you've been an employee and you've been on the team side of it for a very long time, you're more driven by your own individual results. But if your plan is to grow within the company, you have to start looking at your team, being a leader and a motivator inside your team before you even get there. When I was in one department, I was doing data entry, and I wasn't a trainer. I wasn't a manager. I just truly wanted us all to be able to get out on time. And I wanted us all to be successful and hit the goals our team had. And so I just kept working with everybody. Who needs this? What can I do to help? And listened. And there were things that I was good at that some others struggled with. So I took on more of that work. And then they took on more of the things that they loved. So it really is a collaboration of listening and growing and motivating. So what are you doing in your current position? Do you always look at what people are doing wrong? Are you critical of people? Do you think that you could do something so much better than them if they'd only listen to you? Take a step back and really try to appreciate the positions that they're in, the position that your teams are in, the position you're in, and know that it's all okay. It's a growing and learning process, and it's good to have goals. But take a step back and listen and try to adapt the things that you're hearing and contribute to the conversation in a positive way. And most of all, believe in others. Believe in the goodness inside of them instead of picking them apart, instead of pulling apart every negative attribute on somebody. Would you want them to do that to you? And if you're in a place where you have a boss that is that way, I promise you, if you just take the approach of love and listening and actually trying to take some of their suggestions, I guarantee you it'll go a long way. That does not mean you can't bring something to the table. That doesn't mean that your opinions and your ideas are not worthy. Bring them, but bring them in a respectful way, and be okay with somebody maybe not taking that advice, maybe not doing it your way. That's okay. You tried and you put it out there, and maybe next time it'll go better, and so on and so forth. So my quote for today is, one of the most sincere forms of respect is actually listening to what others have to say. How much are you listening? This is a hard one for me. As you know, I talk a lot, but I really do try so hard in every conversation to hear what somebody is telling me and to go into their perspective, not just mine. We all have something unique to offer. So if you want to grow in a company, listen more than you talk. Absorb and contribute in a positive way. Bring love and acceptance versus grudges and anger and frustrations. And sometimes in a high stress corporate situation, you have to walk away. Take a breath. I've talked a lot about meditation. I wish I would have known so much more about meditation when I was in that world, because I probably would have saved myself years of anguish. So if you're not doing that, breathe today. But just know that when you're dealing with difficult people, kill them with kindness, listen, and then try to contribute from there. I hope this helps somebody out there. And I, as always, am sending you love, light, and gratitude. Have a fabulous day.